Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to save single PDF files when you have a very large Word document. Now here I have a mail merged document which has around 499 pages, and you might need this for any reason. You might need this, to mail your clients, to mail your students, for any reason. For example, in this case, I am sending these reports to the vendors for their performance, and this is the mail merge data. This is the first mail merge data, and this is the second mail merged data. So instead of clicking file and clicking save on and then selecting the folder name and then over here selecting PDF and then going in options and selecting the page that you want, I could just write a macro and click a button and boom, and all of those 499 single PDF files are created. Now, let me go through the code over here. In this code, I am creating a sub by the name of Faris, and then I am declaring a set of variables over here, which I'm going to use ahead. Here's a label that I have created, which I'm going to use here, like I'm saying go to 1 for a reason which I'm going to tell you about. Here I am storing some data which is entered by the user. This input box function is basically prompting the user to enter some kind of text, and that text is being stored in this variable str directory, which I have declared over here as a string data type. Once you enter some data over here, it's going to get stored over here. Now what this data is over here, it's the folder name. It's prompting you for the name of the folder where you want all of your PDF files to be stored. So once you provide that information, it's going to store that particular string in this variable, and then it's going to check whether it's an empty string or not. If statement. If it's empty, it's going to exit the sub right there. Then there's another if statement which is using this dir function. Now this dir function is basically checking whether the directory exists or not. If the directory does not exist, that's if this function returns an empty string, then it's gonna give you this message box, please enter a valid directory. And if vmsg is equal to 1, now this vmsg I have declared here as a variant. Once this line gets executed, vmsg becomes 1. So if this line gets executed, vmsg becomes 1, and if vmsg is equal to 1, then go to 1. So it's going to go back and again prompt you with the same input box, else exits up. So let me just run this macro, and here it goes. If you enter any string XYZ, let's say, and press OK, please enter a valid directory, and it's again going back. So you have to enter a valid directory. It should exist. Let me show you in my case over here. Let's say this let's say I want to store it in ABC, for example. Now I have some data over here. I'm going to delete all of it. So you just right click on it, select properties, and this is the location of your folder. Now in my case it's a really short string, but it could be a very long string in your case, depending upon the location of that folder. So I'm just going to select it, highlight it, right click, copy, and go back and paste it over here, and write the name of the folder, which was ABC, and hit enter. Now it's again prompting me with another input box, asking me the page number that I would like to start with. Let's go through the code again. I have to cancel this. Now here's the second label that I've created, and the next step is here it's asking you giving you a prompt to enter the first page number that you would like to start with, and it's storing the same in the strtemp string. Next it's calling this brf function. This is a custom function, and it's taking the strtemp, that's the data that you enter, as an argument. Let's go to this brf function. This is the brf function. It's taking the text that you enter as an argument over here, and it's a boolean type. I'm declaring a couple of variables over here, setting brf as false, and then I'm checking whether it's a blank string or not. If it's a blank string, it's going to end there, and else if is numeric. So this is an inbuilt function of Visual Basic, which is going to check whether the data is a number or not. If it is if it is a number, then it is converting the data that you have entered into an integer. Cint is an inbuilt function of Visual Basic which converts the data into an integer, tries to convert the data into an integer. If I is greater than active document dot built-in document properties wd property pages, this function basically gives you the total number of pages in the file that you're working with. In my case it's 499. So if I is greater than 499, you wouldn't enter a number that's out of the range of your Word file. Neither are you going to enter a 0 or a non-negative number. If you do, then it's going to again call another custom function, msgs. Now this is that function that it's calling, and in this function it's taking this brf boolean data type as an argument, and I'm declaring a variable as a variant, and it's giving you this message box, please enter a valid integer. If vmsg is equal to 1, once this statement gets executed, vmsg becomes 1, and if it is 1, then vmsg is true. So after this function is executed, it's gonna go back over here, and the next line checks whether brf is true. Now if the data that you enter is an invalid data, if it's a negative data or out of the range of the Word file, then brf is set to true over here. And if error is true, then it's again we were here. If error is true, then it's going to take you back to label 2 and again prompt you with this input box. Otherwise it's going to convert the data that you enter into an integer and store it into this variable, which is IPG start, which I have declared as an integer data type over here. Next, it goes to this part of the code, and it prompts you with the last page number, or the last page that you want to go through. For example, I could write 1 over here and write 499 over here, so it will create 499 PDF files for all of them. So it's again going to call the function for this one also, and again going to check whether B error is true. If it is true, then it's again going to prompt you. Otherwise, it's going to try to convert the data that you entered into an integer and store it in this variable. Next, IPD f num is equal to IPG start. On error, go to 4. Now, on error, go to 4. What this statement does is that the code which you see below it, if the Visual Basic while running the code executes, goes through an error, then it's going to jump to the label 4, which is over here, and it's going to give you this message. I'm using a message box function: unknown error encountered while creating PDFs, and it's going to end the sub here. Now let's go through this. I have created a for loop for I is equal to IPG start to IPG end. Now IPG start is the first PDF that we want to create, that's the first page number that we want to start with, to the last page, that's the IPG end. So it's going to go through this for loop for creating all of those PDFs. Active document dot export as fixed format. Output file name is equivalent to str directory. Now this str directory is the directory name that you entered, and oblique page underscore. Now I have used page underscore over here. You could use anything. Let me just run the code so that it's a little bit more clear to you. So I'm going to paste the folder name, and ABC was the name of the folder. Press OK. The first page number I want to start with is 4. OK. And the last page number, let me just enter 500 because that's out of the index. OK. Please enter valid integer. Integer must be greater than 0 and less than total pages in the document, that's 499. If I enter, let's say 0, it's again going to throw you the same error message. So I'm going to enter a valid data 499, hit enter, and now the process has started. Let's go through the folder ABC. Now you can see the files are being created over here. 83 items, 86 items, 100 items, and the scroll bar is going up, up, up. So it's that simple. Now this saves me, a lot of work. I don't have to create single PDFs by going through that process of clicking on file and save as. It has done it for you. The code has done its magic. Now let's go back to the code. Now here I have used \page. Now that's where it comes from, this page. If I would have written something else, you would have seen something else over here. Now, for that matter, you could use anything. For example, I don't want to be confused. I want to save each PDF file by the name of the vendor. So I would have to make some changes in the code, some changes over here. Now I don't want to really complicate it over here, but if you really want something like that, I'm leaving my email address in the description, and you could mail me with whatever your needs are, and I'll help you with that. So let's go to the code again. str directory and oblique page underscore, and I'm basically, this and is basically concatenating the strings over here. So output file name str directory and is concatenating it with backslash page underscore and ipdf num. Now ipdf num is the IPG start. That's the first PDF that you want to create. So ipdf num and dot pdf. This is the extension. Export format is equal to WT export format PDF, because we want to create a PDF. Open after export false. Optimize for WT export, optimize for print. Range is equivalent to WT export from to. Now this is basically gonna tell it that how many pages does each PDF have, from I to I. So basically I'm just telling it to create one page per PDF. If you want 2 pages or 3 pages for a PDF, then you would have to make some changes over here and some changes over here. Now again, you could mail me for that. Item is equal to WT export document content, include doc properties false. Now this is not that much important over here. Then ipdf num is equal to ipdf num plus 1. I'm iterating it to 1 because then when it when it loops through it again, then ipdf num is going to increase that number by 1. Next this next, as you all know, it's a baseline of the for loop. For for function to work, you have to use next. So once all of this data has been created, it's gonna end the function, end the sub, and stop over there. Now you can see 499 PDF files created. Let's open one of the PDF files. So here it is. So that makes the task very easy, doesn't it? Now if you have any such requirement, I have posted some other videos. You can go through my channel, and I have posted a lot of videos for, like data extraction from a website, or how to create QR codes, and you can go through them. And if you have any queries, you can mail me. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.